Hello everyone and welcome to a new series on my channel where I react to videos. Today I am going to be reacting to Mayor Crunchy's video of who would win between Homelander versus Krat Brothers. I will leave a link to his video in the description. Please don't check that out after this. But let's go ahead and get started. Hold on, before we do this, I do not know much about Homelander other than the fact that he's just weaker Superman. But I do know a lot about the Krat Brothers. They were my favorite childhood TV show growing up. Probably still are. So, hold on. Oh! Let's restart that. Yeah, let's restart that real quick. Yeah, sorry about that.
Similar to the Omnitrix from Ben 10, but just animal. Or is it? I'll explain that one later. They also have Koki, the mechanical engineer who maintains and specializes their flying turtle ship, the Tortuga. And finally, we have Jimmy, the Tortuga's pilot. Now that we're introduced to the characters, let's figure out the capabilities and limits of the creature power suits. Those that haven't seen the series, creature power suits allows the Krat brothers to transform into any animal they want when they chose their animals from the creature power disc. But they need to touch that animal that they're going to transform into before pressing onto their chest to activate. But there is a few exceptions. One is that the animal doesn't have to be there to activate the transformation, as long as they have at least their fur, feathers, horns, or at least enough DNA for the Krat brothers to activate their chosen forms. But what if there are more than one type of animal? For example, the crocodile. There is the American crocodile, the saltwater, the Nile, the marsh, and the dwarf. There are so many variants of one animal. How can this one work? They did in fact show this issue with the crocodile, but it did actually work, but the transformation is much slower and buggier. Another question is that can they combine animal powers or become a hybrid, such as the speed of a cheetah mixed with the strength of a bear? Actually, yeah. The first time it was ever demonstrated was on Season 1, Episode 15, where an octopus was the one wearing both suits, and without a single creature power disc, transformed into the monstrous sea creature hybrid of 5 different animals. Another example of this hybrid is
I'm not gonna lie, that episode was sick.
Season 6, Episode 12. The Krat brothers creature power suit malfunction,
Dot cat.
which causes them to merge together in a cat-dog fashion. But the first successful hybrid is when Martin transformed into the 7 combined different animals in a Halloween special. And another question is that is it really strictly animals? So it turns out no. In Season 1, Episode 20, Martin was holding on to
I was always like so confused there, man. I was always so confused about how this could happen until I realized that plants were living animals. Not even animals, even creatures.
which he quickly evolves into. This changes a lot. Not only does he transform into animals, but also things. Well, in this situation, since they were fighting against Homelander, there isn't really a lot of things they can transform into other than animals, so this wouldn't be much help, but it is an interesting discovery. Another discovery I made is that the Krat brothers don't really need a creature power disc to transform into their chosen animal. There would be times that they can transform without a disc, but the majority of the time is that they do. Now we've gone over the limits and functionality of the suits, let's figure out their best strengths and animals they can transform into. One of the strongest...
If I had a nickel for every time wild crats had fought a kaiju, I would have more than one nickel. That's not that many, but it's still surprising. Nevertheless.
But what if we stepped up a bit? Instead, we used the horn beetle, which can lift 1 1,141 times their
That's a
weight.
dung beetle,
And
bro.
if we use the crab brothers' weight, which they weigh around 180 to 200 pounds, makes them as strong as 228,200 pounds, or 114 tons. And for their speed is the peregrine falcon. They can achieve speed up to 240 miles per hour, faster than most supercars. But in Season 1, Episode 21, Monty was able to beat the peregrine falcon as a pigeon, which their max speed is 50 miles per hour. I'm not including the 90 miles because that's a world record, and I'm going by on average, which is 5 times slower than the falcon. And if you want to highball it when they transform into the falcon and multiply that by 5, then that means they can reach up to speed of 1,200 miles per hour, or Mach 1.5, faster than the speed of sound. Another creature power they can utilize is the spider power. The Crab Brothers can produce spider silk as thick as a pencil, which they stop a plane mid-flight, going at about Mach 1.5 to 2.
Yeah, Homelander's screwed.
It is also 5 times stronger than solid steel in pretty much almost every strong metal pound for pound, but I could be mistaken. Homelander can laser through an airplane with ease and almost anything, but can he laser through spider silk? The answer is most likely yes, but it will take some time. But what about brute strength? Can he break through? I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I think he would, but it's gonna be very hard, and I don't see him not using his laser to escape. What about the pistol shrimp or mantis shrimp? Can Homelander deal with that? I've seen a lot of comments saying that the Crab Brothers can solo Homelander with the pistol shrimp. While there isn't a canon episode about the pistol or mantis shrimp, but if they did have the power, let's say a mantis shrimp, human size.
I'd really love to see that episode.
Quick calculation by dividing one of the Crab Brothers' weight, let's say 200 pounds, and the mantis shrimp weighs around 1.5, and in total we get 133.33 pounds. And the mantis shrimp can deliver a punch force of 1,500 newtons, or 337 pounds. So if we multiply those two numbers, we get 44,933 pounds of force, or 20 tons. And they can throw a punch up to 50 miles per hour. But that's all in underwater. How strong would it be if it were on land? If we're really going to highball on the mantis shrimp, then we're going to take the air density on land, which is 1.222 kilograms per cubic meter, which compared to underwater is 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. Divide the two, water over air, you get 816.32, and square root that number, and you get 23.32. And then you multiply the force of the shrimp, which can deliver 337 pounds, and you get around 7,858 pounds on land. And that's just the shrimp alone without any water resistance or drag, hypothetically. So if it were human size, divided into two heights and multiply 7,858, you get around 1 million pounds of force, or
Holy crap!
way stronger than Homelander's 240,000 pounds of force when he punches through someone up close, such as Black Noir. But take this with a grain of salt, since this mantis shrimp was never featured on the series. But what if? So far, Homelander is still in the lead in terms of strength and speed. Homelander can achieve speed as high as Mach 10.2.8 to 18.2, which is 12 times faster at max speed than the Crab Brothers. Strength-wise, is pretty even when we're talking about the horn beetle power. If you want to include the mantis shrimp and go off script, the Crab Brothers has a bit of a lead with the 1 million. And we're talking about 2 people, so that's double the damage. And also, we haven't even mentioned about the Crab Brothers' secret weapon, the miniaturizer. As the name says, it can minimize pretty much anything and also enlarges anything. The Crab Brothers only uses this to minimize themselves without any equipment, and they can move just fine. There have been moments on the show where an animal steps on and turns gigantic without any issues, and obviously are much stronger, such as the bullfrog, Hercules beetle, a raccoon, and many more. If Martin and Chris were to step onto the miniaturizer, it's safe to say that nothing would happen and become bigger and stronger. But again, it never happened, so we're going to have to rule this one out, unfortunately. For durability, the Crab Brothers can use the diabolical ironclad beetle. It's again another animal that never appeared in the show, but if they were to use it, the ironclad beetle can withstand a force of 39,000 times its body weight. If the Crab Brothers were to use one, they can withstand and it can endure 7.8 million pounds. But Homelander is still in the lead because he can survive nuclear bombs, as he apparently survived, according to Stillwell, if you want to take it literally. But he also escaped a powerful C4 explosion without any damage. With all this being laid out, is it still enough to take down Homelander? If I have to remain canon to the Wildcat series, I'm limiting to a lot of animals. But don't forget, we can also fuse different types of animals, like I mentioned earlier. Let's say the brothers use the strength of a horned beetle, the durability of the ironclad beetle, the speed of the peregrine falcon, and the silk strength of the spider. And that's if the suit doesn't malfunction. I'd say Homelander would have a bit of trouble, but he's still stronger and way faster. Homelander has a better resume fighting and winning against characters that survived through large explosion, such as Queen Maeve, who endured about 70 tons of TNT face on, which is about city block level. If the Crab Brothers would face against Homelander with their canon encounters in the series, such as the Hercules beetle instead of the horn beetle, which they can only lift 100 times their body weight, Homelander would outblitz the Crab Brothers. If I include every animal they haven't encountered yet, it would be a whole different video to go over, and I do apologize for yapping all this nonsense, only for it not to be used, but those were the hot topic animals people mention online. This is by far the most I've researched research because there's literally no one talking about the Kraft Brothers power scale wise. I've seen edits and conversation about the topic, but nothing beyond. It was a nice nostalgia trip watching back old episodes looking for the best feats. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below and help me clarify some stuff that I missed out, and hopefully we get more people to talk about it. It has been a minute since I power scaled, and be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you.
Okay. They did did on a miniaturizer in one episode of Viva did. And yeah, she became a lot more powerful in the Mantis power suit. Homelander, I don't think, could take down a kaiju. Yet he own one which could probably hit as fast as he can. But yeah. Yeah, just make this cartoon characters versus Superman wannabes.
Determine who would win in a death battle. These matchups are only going to get more wilder as time goes on, but first, let's go over the best of Water Girl. In a faraway planet called Lexicon, a little girl snuck onto a spaceship which a monkey pilot called Captain Hooky Face. During their space trip, they crash landed onto Earth, where she and Captain Hooky Face was adopted by the Botsford family and named her Becky and Bob. She later grows up to become the greatest superhero in the world.
Yeah, I know nothing about Water Girl, man.
With her trusty sidekick, Captain Huggy Face. She flies to the rescue when there is trouble. Aside from her impressive super strength and speed, she uses the power of words and uses her vocabulary knowledge to her advantage to take care of the likes of her most infamous foes, such as Dr. Two Brains, Toby McAllister, The Butcher, Mr. Big, Chuck the Evil Sandwich Making Guy, and many, many more. Like I mentioned before, she has super speed and super strength, most comparable to Superman, because she has ice breath powers, super hearing, she has sonic screams, resistance to mind manipulation, and can survive the conditions of space. In Season 5, Episode 11, she has Toon Force, mainly for breaking the fourth wall to talk to the narrator and stopping the cutaway to the next scene. One of her strongest feats for both durability and strength is catching.
Oh, she has Toon Force, Omni-Man screwed.
Or the environment around her, meaning she pretty much absorbed the hit. I found a calculation online that is widely accepted to scale the speed and size of the meteor, which estimates around 46.9 gigatons, which is about island level. Her durability is quite unknown. She's tanked hits, survived re-entry speeds, and caught a meteor. She can also withstand the temperature of the sun up close, which says a lot. And for her speed, the theme song of the show states that Water Girl can move at the speed of sound. But in the show, she displayed much more. She flew from the moon to the sun in about 1.5 to 2 seconds, and this one is pretty easy to calculate. Just use the distance from the moon to the sun, which is about 93 million miles, and the speed of light, which is 186,000 miles per hour. So you divide the two, which makes her 500 times faster than the speed of light. But if I calculate with the claim of her getting to the sun from the moon in about 1.5 seconds, she would be going at 333 times faster than the speed of light. But for Omni-Man, he traveled from Earth to planet Thraxa in a few weeks, which are stated to be a few galaxies away. There wasn't a true display of his max speed, so to work what we have, some stated he would be traveling around 221 times faster than the speed of light, which Water Girl takes the lead against Omni-Man in the speed portion. Omni-Man has displayed feats at a multi-continental level, which has been consistent. One example is when Omni-Man destroyed the Flaxen's homeworld at high speeds, leaving off dust trails doing most of the damage. His biggest feats for strength is when he helped destroy the planet Viltrum with 2 other people, meaning he would need to require small to large planetary levels of energy to do so. Water Girl was never known to display impressive striking feats. She was shown to destroy solid steel with ease, and also walking through solid steel as if it was nothing. She was also claimed to lift a mountain with her pinky finger, which puts her lifting billions of tons casually. The only weakness Water Girl has is actually Lexinite, this show's version of Kryptonite. In Season 4, Episode 9, Water Girl was exposed to Lexinite by Mr. Big, which causes her and her vocabulary skills to be weakened. Omni-Man has many advantages over Water Girl, one being he is over thousands of years old, which also means he has better and more combat experience than her. Water Girl's strongest opponents were Miss Power and Rhyme, and that's pretty much it. The rest of her coterie of supervillains are just humans and a sandwich guy. Meanwhile, Omni-Man has fought the likes of Thrag and other Viltrumites and superhumans as strong as him, and his own son, Mark. Omni-Man just has better and stronger feats, which puts him around as low as continental level to as high, which you can argue, large planetary level. Water Girl's strongest feats can put her as low as mountain levels of strength to as high, which you can argue, country levels of strength. Of course, this is a kid's show, so we don't get to see Water Girl at her max potential, but she did display insane feats so casually, such as her speed, which Water Girl can outspeed Omni-Man and throw him into the sun if she could, if he does resist. But she has other abilities like I mentioned earlier. She has ice breath powers, which Omni-Man can counter since Viltrumites can survive the cruelest of temperatures. She has sonic screams, which Viltrumites are only affected by a certain frequency, so If Word Girl can figure it out, then maybe she can abuse it. Unlike Omni-Man, Word Girl doesn't use her fists to solve her problems. She outsmarts her enemies and uses the power words to have a psychological advantage. Plus, she has Toon Force and can tap to the fourth wall and can mess with space-time, which is unlike anything Omni-Man has ever faced, which pretty much wraps up the debate. But if we rule Toon Force out, then sure, Omni-Man can take the win, but we'll have a bit of trouble chasing an 11-year-old girl. Wait, that sounds wrong. But what do you guys think? Agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments below and comment down some more wild matchups, and I will try my best to power scale between the two. And thank you guys so much for the
Thank you for watching my reaction video. Bye.